quick statement.
Sorry. Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to thank the fans that came out. This is the worst day we've had in this spring. A couple guys were saying this is winter game, the winter game, and it was a little chilly out. But I appreciate the fans who came out. Getting out of the spring, which is really important. Getting out of the spring with working on fundamentals, technique, and trying to play physical as we were trying to do. It was some of our goals. And for us to do those things in 15 days and not have any major injuries in spring, okay, is really big, really key, in that we have nobody that has to rehab from now until fall camp. We have a couple guys in Uku and Morgan, and guys like that are rehabbing, which they've had since January, and they'll continue that. So we'll give them 8 months to rehab, but there's nobody that only has 4 months to rehab. So I think that's really, really big, really key that that we don't have that problem, that issue. We had an injury today. Cartier Rice got knee in his thigh, just above his knee, and just a simple bruise, and he should be okay. I know you guys didn't see LeRod King in there today. He's a little banged up, but he should be okay to get started with the off season. So that was big. It's not even Lonnie this time.
Strong guy right there. Strong guy.
Everybody started looking at Lonnie. I didn't do that.
Where you at, Al? Staring at you?
So it was. We didn't have any major injuries, bottom line, which is really good. I thought today, the first part of the scrimmage, we were a little sloppy at throwing and catching. And in our offense, you got to be able to throw and catch. And then the amazing thing is some of the guys who had drops made some unbelievable catches in the second half. Ronnie Shields, he's a guy that we've been bragging on all spring, and he made some unbelievable catches in the second half. First half, he dropped a little simple pass. That's the thing. We got to be consistent, okay, in catching the football. I thought Max had really good command of the football. The thing he can't do is can't force plays. Once we had a chance we were going in and had a chance to it's 3rd and long, get that, but lay it off. Don't try to force anything. Let's kick a field goal and get something positive out of it. He tried to force one and got picked, but again, I thought he had really good command of the football. We got an idea who some of our playmakers, and there's something to be said. And I worked at training camp one year with Joe Gibbs, and I can remember in one of our coaches meetings, there's something to be said for a guy. Every time you have a scrimmage, he makes a play. And DeMarco Robinson was a good guy. Every time we came into this place, he made a huge play for us. And today he made a lot of big plays for us. So we think that he's one of our playmakers. Again, Shields, we did use our tight ends well today. I think it was 12 passes caught by our tight ends. And there was 4 different ones that had catches. You haven't heard a lot about Tyler Robinson because he's kind of one of those guys that just rolls up his sleeves and goes to work and doesn't say a lot. So not real flashy. He's a guy that likes to get his nose bloodied and bloody people's nose, and he catches the football. Okay, and that's what he did today. He made some big plays for us. Really one real tough catch that's thrown a little bit behind him, but he goes up and catches the back end of it and makes a big play for us. So I'm really pleased with our tight end play. Now, we have didn't put them in situations where they had to block as much today. But We feel like we got a good combination of guys. Tyler could be our physical on the line tight end. We think AK and Ronnie could be our move tight ends and the guys that can stretch the field. Collins, you guys seen a glimpse of Collins, what he can do. Aaron Boyd made a couple catches. So we got some playmakers. Sheik and Raymond also are guys that can make plays for us. So we got some playmakers. Got on offense. We got to just continue to continue to improve. They have got a lot of work to do to get on the same page and continue to be on the same page. Got two of them now this summer. But again, we got time. That's a good thing. Defensively, like you keep hearing a buzz about Bud Dupree, and you saw it. The guy's so fast off the edge. He's what we have to block week in and week out. I mean, he's a real guy. He's a real SEC outside linebacker, rush backer. Avery, pleased with the way he played. Avery was all over the place, and we were talking. Tony and I was just talking about for the amount of time that he played last year, he had a lot of tackles. Okay? For a guy that didn't play a lot, he had a lot of tackles for us. We got two anchors inside that is as good as anybody that we will face, and as good as anybody we've had here. Those two guys, which should give our linebackers a chance to run around and make plays. Other guy that I'm real pleased with is Tate Nellums. Okay, Tate Nellums has become the leader that we need him to be. He's becoming the guy that we can trust off the field. Okay, who take care of his business in the classroom and those things. And those things matter. People don't understand. Those things matter. And Tate's getting it now. They don't always do it on as fast as we want them. This is Tate's last year, but he's getting it, which gives him a chance to lead. Because if a leader's not doing what he's supposed to do, nobody's going to follow you. Okay, they won't follow you. Now they're starting to follow him because he's doing what he's supposed to off the field. He's getting to places on time and all those things. Therefore, he's able to lead, and when he talks now, people listen to him. And it's also helping his play. He's playing a lot better than he's ever played around here. He's always been a good player. Now we think he can be a great player with the way he's leading. So I'm really pleased with the progress that we made. Our special teams, we didn't work it very much today, but McIntosh, I mean, we know what he can do for us. I mean, I don't know what his distance is, but he did make a 50-something yard, wasn't it, Tony? 50-something in the last scrimmage that we had. So he's upped his range, because last year I wouldn't even line up and kick it outside 47, because we didn't think it was outside of his range. So, but we got to find a punter. He might have been in this building today, so we said he wasn't on campus yet, but he might have been on campus today. So, any questions?
Sure, but you talked about Collins after he made just a couple of catches. He almost played a little bit after that. Was that just precautionary, or did he hurt something, or?
I don't know. I did notice that late when he was running off the field. I was like, man, his jersey was clean. I'll have to ask. You know what? Get Randy Sanders in there. Let's ask him. No, but he made a huge play on the slant. I think he might have caught 2 in a row. We went back to the same play and made a diving catch for us also. It's just a glimpse of some of the things that he can do for us. We got to try to get it in his hands. When he's not getting it, Marco's probably the one getting it. A lot of times the inside receiver clears. If they squeeze down with him, we throw it to the outside guy. But and Marco was making those plays, and Aaron Boyd made one of those big catches also. So which is on third down, I think, maybe even 4th down that he made it on. So we do have to get the ball into Darryl Collins' hands. He could be one of those big time playmakers for us also. But he's got to be more consistent in catching those punts too, because that's another way that we can get the ball in his hands. Today he put one on the ground. He can't have that. If you don't catch punts in this league, they never touch the ground.
Max had 45 attempts. You expect to throw the ball around a little bit more?
We'd like to. We would like to. We got to be balanced, and we'd like to be a team that has about 80 plays, which and we'd like to to throw it about 45 of those 80. I know it's not equal, so I don't want anybody to say, well, that's bad math. I know what math is. I'd like to throw it about 40. If you throw it at 45 times and running it 35 times, that's balance to me. You know, that's balance.
You know, the tight ends, just like you said about the catches they had, is that an effort? You trust them more? They've come along further, so you're going to give
They
them
got a
more?
better understanding and separating. And Ronnie Shields was a guy that we didn't trust. We didn't trust to be where he's supposed to be, you know, on time. And then now he's getting it. Again, they don't always grow up as fast as we want them. And I think he's now starting to be a guy that is taking care of his business, where he's supposed to be. And you got to be where he's supposed to be on time. Okay, you got to be where he's supposed to be on, and that's our job. Whether it's in the classroom, it's on the field, get them to be where they're supposed to be and on time.
Where are you hoping the offensive line depth is going to come from?
Well, hopefully we don't need to play with 5 all year, but you and I know it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. We think that Trevino can be one of those guys, and you don't need 10. You know, we don't have NFL rosters. We got 7 guys. You don't need 10. We need 2, 3 others. You know, we need about 8 guys that can play offensive line for us. You know, some of the guys are interchangeable. Larry's worked at center some. He's worked at guard. He's worked at center. Tevin, who has played some tackle and some guard. So you know, we just need 2 other guys after our 5. I don't think anybody expects you to have 5 extra offensive linemen. You get 5 extra offensive linemen, that's it. You know, you're in pretty good shape. You know, I don't know if anybody has 5. You may have 8. 8's a good number that we would like to have. And again, some of those guys might have been on campus today, but they wasn't dressed out.
Compared to how you felt when spring started about the prospects of this team for next fall, how do you feel today?
Feel a lot better, you know, especially because of the improvement that you saw from day 1 to 15. And again, I said this yesterday, there should have been improvement. A lot of young guys that we were working, a lot of young guys. And, so you expect those young guys to improve with all the reps that we got. Now, they got a lot of reps, and we expected those guys to get better.
Cappy.
Fields' chances of joining this list of playmakers?
You know, he was one of those guys. A couple of drops, you know, second half, makes a big play. You know, we believe in him. You know, sometimes he doesn't believe in himself. The reason why we can tell you we believe in him, he wouldn't have been out there if we didn't believe in him. He was out there running with the first team. Okay, and he was a guy that didn't practice a lot with us this spring because he had class. He had a class that he needs for graduation, and that's what we're about. We get that. So he would miss Wednesday and Friday practice about halfway through. And for us to feel comfortable enough to put him with the first team, okay, let's tell him, we believe in him. Now, believe in yourself. Go out there and play with confidence. You know, relax. You're always so uptight. You got to relax and play this game. He's got great ability. Okay, he just got to relax and let the game come to him. He just gets all intense when the ball comes to him. Okay, but again, he made a huge play after a couple of drops, which you know you just got to get some consistency in his. And he's a guy that's on the judge machine always. I mean, he catches when they catch those 5,000, 50,000 balls that they would catch. I guarantee he got most of them. So he just got to really. So he's got good hands. He just got to relax and make plays for us.
Bill, when you break down the video, is there anything in particular you're going to be looking at that you can't really see with the naked eye, something you're going to study?
You know, as the head coach, I've got to be a guy that is making sure I'm stressing fundamentals, technique, and effort. That's me. Okay. I mean, our schemes. We go through our schemes with a fine-tooth comb in the off season. Our schemes are solid. I get that. Me as the head coach, I got to be working. I've got to be studying those 3 things. Okay, and again, effort is really key. You saw a lot of guys on defense. You saw different personnel groupings on defense going in and out. As long as the guys giving those the type of effort we need, they're gonna play, okay? And that's our job to find a package that they can play in. But as long as the guy's giving us effort, he's willing and because all these guys that we have here are guys that we thought had ability, we wouldn't have brought them here. If a guy has ability, he gives us the type of effort, we got to get him on the field in some type of package. So that's why you're seeing 15, 20 guys playing on defense right now with our first team.
There's a lot of hand wringing when T left.
And now what
A lot
now?
of hand wringing when T Martin left the staff. What have you seen this spring from the way Pat Washington has coached those
Pat's
guys?
a ball coach. He is a ball coach. Has a good motivator. Gets after his. People talk about age and all this. Like, come on, what is age is nothing but a number. You guys saw how Pat and Coach Cassidy, those guys got energy. I mean, it's not about age, it's about passion. Pat Washington has passion about this game. He has passion about being here, which is important. Being here in Kentucky. Guys don't have passion about being here. We don't want them here. And that's not saying anything about T. Don't get me wrong. I'm just talking about guy has passion. That's the thing that I'm really proud of, that the guys that we have on the staff want to be here. And they coach like it.
Joe, we're talking about the tailbacks. How do you feel about that going into the fall?
You know, we don't have a big, huge back. Today we don't. We got a couple coming. But you know, I think what we do offensively, I mean, these are the type of backs that have had success in this offense, that we throw the ball to. We try to hit some outside runs. When we're trying to hit the inside runs, it's usually zone cutbacks, so it gives a little guy a chance to, which has good footwork, a chance to come out the backside of some of the runs. So, but they're not real physical guys, so it's going to take a lot of them, you know, because they're not real physical guys. Sheik's about 185, 90 pounds now, and you know, Raymond's about the same. But Josh, we didn't get to see him at all this spring. John had a good spring and could be one of those physical backs for us. He's probably 210, but there's a couple other guys that are coming in here that will walk in the door at 210. Okay, and within a couple months will be 225. That's the kind of backs you have to have that can hold up for 12 games. So, but from what we're doing is throwing the football and running the inside zone and running some of the stretch plays and throwing some of the screens. I think these guys can get it done.
With Caffey, do you see him picking it up quickly enough and doing what he needs to do to maybe be on the field for you on defense?
Caffey, he's a starter. I mean, so he's a guy, if we played today, he would be the starter. Guy's talented, okay? I know he didn't get many opportunities today, but that guy's a starter, and he picks it up. The reason why he's picking it up so fast is Tatum Elms. I mean, Tatum Elms has done a really good job with him. He and Coach Cassidy, but I think that guy is a special player. He's big, physical-looking guy that can hold up in this league. And, you know, we're gonna play against some big receivers. Now, we think that he's the guy that could go match up with.
You talked about freshmen coming in and being, you know, maybe number 3 on the depth chart when they get here, so you can take a look at it. Is that pattern still going to?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think it's unfair for us to bring a freshman in here and bury him down the depth chart and not get him reps. First of all, you don't. I mean, if you put him in 15, how do you get him reps? You don't get a chance to get those guys to even see him. The thing we've seen is the 3s and the 4s. We don't have a lot of 5 positions that we have 5, but the 3s and the 4s right now, today, and we'll sit down individually with all of our players and tell them, here's what you've earned, here's what you need to work on, here's where you're going to be when we come back. And it's fair. That's fair. But we got to see if these freshmen are better than our 3s and 4s right now. So, and we also got to see if they're better than our 1s and 2s. And how do you see that? By getting reps. And they're going to get reps at the 3rd. I just don't think it's fair to a freshman. I mean, first time away from home, you guys have written up all these nice articles about them, and then they come in here and they're at 15. I don't think that's fair to those kids.
Where do you most want to get some looks at freshmen?
offensive
next
line,
fall.
we got 2 young receivers that we gotta take a look at, one play. This will be the camp that we'll come in with more receivers than we usually try to come into camp with about 12. The way we wanna play, we think we gotta come in this camp with about 14 receivers. Defensively, be the defensive backs and the 2 linebackers. We think that those guys, and that gives you depth in special teams also. You know, we're not bringing those guys in here to be special teams players, you know, but as you develop them on offense and on defense, okay, you got to give them some type of role. Sometimes those roles become in the special teams area.
Your freshman punter's not gonna start third on the depth chart, is he?
No, they won't. No.
What's it all else?
We'll see him, we could see him really early, you know, so. Any question?
Everybody good?
All right, thank you guys.
Good night.